all women, you know what?
Stop saying all women as well.
Okay, now that you said that, all women want a guy.
Not because it's hurting my point. It's because you told me what to do, and I'm not gonna listen to you because I'm superior, bitch. That's the energy. That's the energy we're giving off today. Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm Mdog5. Welcome back to the Wave Clan. Today we're gonna be reacting to Myron and Cheyenne talking, and then after that, we might react to a little bit of Andrew Tate. The first part of this is on my stream. We're about 16 minutes into the video, so let's get into it.
Women don't like it when they get criticized. If I go on a podcast and I say, you know what, guys, you need to stop being bums. You need to get your money on point, not being fat POSs, etc. They actually admire and respect that. People are in the chat, flame emojis, whatever. I go on.
Right. Until, well, I don't know what point he's trying to raise, but yeah, that's correct. Until you start directing it at a person. And of course, you have to understand, if you are your presentation and who you are comes with, oh, this person doesn't like to be criticized. This group of people doesn't like to be criticized, right? So I'm willing to bet, for instance, that if you direct that specific line of, you need to get your shit together to someone who actually doesn't have their shit together, they're gonna start sulking. They're not gonna appreciate what you say. They're gonna start whining. They're in that position to begin with. You know what I'm saying? They're clearly some sort of content on being there. Go up to one of those Fortnite kids, fat ass Fortnite kids, Cheeto dust on their fucking keyboard, and go down to their basement and say, yo, you need to get your shit together, stop playing these fucking games, get the fuck out of your parents' basement, my nigga, go out, get a job, get an education, do something. You think they're gonna do that and go, huh, you know what, you're right? Like, no, my nigga, no. And of course, so he's about to say, but women don't like to be criticized because you're a grown-ass man, talking about what women need to do. First of all, you're a man. You don't have the shared experience of a woman. You haven't lived. You don't know what it's like to be a woman, to go through life as a woman. So hearing a man tell a woman how to improve their life, in certain aspects, you can tell them how to improve, dating guys, you know what I mean? But just their life in general, like criticism, that's not gonna fly. And two, your presentation is not the greatest, my nigga. Trust me, you are inept to piss off a lot of people, especially women,
all the time.
You started this fucking episode saying you're a professional misogynist, jokingly, but there's a reason why people think that you're misogynistic.
I'm swaying, going crazy. It's like I'm delivering a preach. I think she's trying to grow me, but what she doesn't know is I'm a black belt in this. I've dealt with 10 girls like her at the same time on my podcast.
She's not even crazy.
Women rarely get held accountable for their poor decisions.
Dealing with and kicking people off your platform is different.
Men do, though. Men have to live in reality. Women are afforded the privilege of being delusional. So when a guy criticizes a woman, oh my God, right? If you don't believe me, think about it. If a dude's fat, we just call him fat. You're a loser, huh? If a woman's fat, love your curves, girl. You go. If she's rude and obnoxious, oh, you know what? They just can't handle you. You're strong and independent, fierce. We have all these terms to cover up.
That's something I actually agree with partially. You'll see it. You'll see it. There's
female inadequacies, but we don't have these same terms for men.
I think a lot of it comes from narcissistic behavior from men and misogynistic
Women are far more
views.
narcissistic than men are.
No, women can be. So I'm not disputing that. But I kind of feel like with men that attain a certain level of status and power, it gives you the opportunity to try and to dominate.
Big difference, though.
No, but this is
men
why
earn narcissism.
Men do not earn a right to be narcissistic.
No one does.
Just shut up.
Men earn confidence and arrogance. Women don't.
Okay. Earn doesn't no, nigga. I get what he's saying. You build yourself. You become a top 1%er, and then you're afforded to be, to exercise what comes with that, like your options. Like I can afford to be arrogant, I can afford to be confident because now I have a lot of money, I have a lot of women. Like now instead of you being one of one, you're one of several women that I could get, you know what I mean, because I built myself up to this. So I understand what he's saying, but it still doesn't give you the right to act like an asshole.
Women are born with their value. Men must earn their value. So if a man's arrogant, more than likely he's probably accomplished something. When a woman's arrogant, 9 out of 10 times, she hasn't accomplished anything. She just has a bunch of DMs. See, this is the problem that a lot of modern day women have. They lack critical thinking skills.
That's crazy.
Women tend to go off of their feelings versus what's real. They go off the feels and not...
Women are more emotional than men, I'll say that, but I don't think it's because it's due to a lack of critical thinking skills, especially because, like, you have to understand, Myron, that your line of thinking is strange. And even when you are right about some things, it stems from the fact that you are a top 1 or top 2% kind of dude. And so the advice that you're giving more often than not doesn't pertain to the rest or the majority of men, but rather to top 1% dudes. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's obviously where you get your line of thinking from. I mean, it's clear from FreshandFit podcast to this, like you're thinking, like you have all of these, like your main views on women is based from a place of superiority, social, like in terms of social status, in terms of money, like that's where he gets a lot of his views from. So when someone's views aren't aligned with yours, and then you say that it's a lack of critical thinking skills, that's not the case.
Not the reals. What a girl is supposed to do is come into a man's life, see where he's deficient. Okay, I noticed that you like to go to the gym at this time. I'm going to make sure that you have a protein shake with as many grams of protein as you need.
Just get a PA.
I'm going to make sure that's done, and I'm a deductive problem solver. I'm able to be observant, because that's women's gift, is being observant of social situations. That's why women are socially superior to men. Oh, I thought you were going to say that's sexist. Okay. No, it's never sexist when a guy mentions something about a woman that's positive. So
if that's the case, then why do we have to build up all of these things before, according to you, like you guys didn't see it, but earlier in this video, he said that men have to become something before they try to go get women, right? So if that's the case, and if a woman's job is to come into, which I agree with that part, which, you know, I think I agree with that on both ends. Like a man can come into a woman's life and fix the things that are inadequate or try and help with that, and then a woman does that to a man as well, for a man as well. But if that's the case, then why do we have to build up ourselves before coming to a woman? Shouldn't we, you know, while we're down and losers and don't have any money, shouldn't we go to women first before becoming something? If it's their job to see where we're inadequate in life and then try to help us build ourselves to that?
A woman's job is to use that social calibration that they have, that they're superior to men, and be able to be like, okay, this guy's deficient in this and deficient in
that's just what you want from your women, other than pussy. That's it.
This, etc. Let me come in.
But you think like that because you've already achieved status and wealth.
Already. That extra 2, 3, 4, 5% is what helps you beat the...
This shit tastes like cough syrup. This shit is ridiculous.
Women will do that. A lot of women will give you that life. They will give you that balance. They will compliment you, but they're not going to just do it until you're serious. You know, because men like to play the field for a very long time.
When you're with a guy of value, you got to understand that he has the leverage, not you. You're applying to be his girlfriend. My way or the highway, baby, because at the end of the day, when you can replace a girl, that's when she respects you. It's on the woman to prove to me that she's worthy of a relationship. That's where a lot of girls make a mistake. They'll sit there and say, I'm good, I'm loyal, blah, 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 blah. I want to, you know, see how you do before you get promoted. I'm not going to give a girl the position of secretary or underboss, right, or second in charge of my company unless she's been vetted. She's got to work her way up. The problem is that we give women CEO jobs when they haven't proven themselves and they don't respect the job.
I agree that men do overvalue women too early into the relationship, oftentimes. But not like, don't compare it to fucking CEO. I mean, I get what he's saying. I guess.
So here's the thing. You're looking at equality from a human perspective. I'm not saying that men are better than women from a human perspective. I'm saying that men are leaders, so therefore we cannot be equal. When you're on the battlefield, right, and the lieutenant or whoever the commanding officer is on the battlefield, you're not equal to him as, you know, a regular soldier. He is the leader. You're not equal, but there's a reason. There's a hierarchy to dictate order. If the woman is equal to the guy, well, who's going to make the final decision? Nothing gets done by a committee. There always has to be one leader in charge. There's a reason why there's a president, there's a CEO, etc. Both people can't be alphas, as they say. The problem is this: women are confused about what men actually want.
But the problem is that you're comparing a relationship to winning a war. So obviously, when you're even like in a job, when shit needs to get done, there has to be, you know, leaders, and there has to be a hierarchy, right? Obviously, there needs to be people that are commanding other people. People, like, you have to have the brains behind the execution. That's just, you know. But if you're referring to two people in a relationship, it's not winning the outcome in a war. You, like, the man has to be the leader and lead the relationship. That's not the case, because there is no outcome. The outcome, I guess, for a relationship is seeing how long it can last, and that requires both people, not you know what I mean, not just one.
They think a CEO, a boss, a business owner, ambitious, competitive woman. We don't give a shit about none of that stuff. Men don't care about that. And I would argue the more money a man makes, the less he cares about his woman's ability to earn money. Men and women are not the same. Women basically become the very men that they want to attract.
Yeah, but the thing is,
that's kind of true. Like, you'll see it in studies that men don't really care how much money that their girls make, but a woman cares deeply about how much money the man makes.
Right. So men, like, I find that men will say that they like women that have ambition to start. It's what makes...
It's a lie to get laid.
No, I wouldn't say it's even a lie. It's right. So men...
I can confirm
like,
whether or not that's a lie.
That men will say that they like women that have ambition to start. It's what makes...
It's a lie to get laid.
No, I wouldn't say it's even a lie.
I have never seen anybody say that I like women with ambition. I have seen women that said that about men, though.
Like, it's not, because for me, like, whenever, like, I've dated and stuff like that, a lot of men say they like the fact that I am ambitious, that I have a career.
They want to get laid.
No, but I'm saying, in general, a lot of men get irritated, like, nowadays, like, so you're dating all these women.
Just because you like somebody with ambition doesn't mean that they just want to fall.
But that's the qualities that a traditional woman would bring. She'd want a man to do things for her, so...
But here's the thing. She complements that man's life.
So do you want a relationship?
Monogamous?
So how many girlfriends do you want?
I mean, as many as I can. I mean, I probably...
See, my nigga, like, right, like, you see, you have to understand the kind of person that he is and take what he's saying for what it is based on the kind of person he is. You can't expect a top 1% person to give you advice on what it is to... Or you can't expect a top 1% of person to give you 99% of men advice, because they aren't living that lifestyle. And if his takes were more rooted in the majority of men sort of, you know, mindset, like if he took that into consideration, which he doesn't, you know, but if it were more rooted into what the majority of men experience, then what he says would be a lot more valid.
This man wants 4 wives.
But, like, really, to be realistic, like, you just heard him say, I have 4 to 5 girlfriends, nigga. Who the fuck, normal person, who the fuck is having 4 to 5 girlfriends? Like, that are actually okay with it at the same time. Nigga. Maybe somewhere in the Middle East, my nigga, where that's embedded in their religion and in their culture, and women are seen as fucking, are as valuable as this, my nigga. Like, fucking pass it to the next person, my nigga. Like, that's how they're treated. But in the West, at least, that's not the case. Niggas aren't gonna, like, you. It's like, what?
He's going back 500 years.
4 wives is the way to go, because if one acts stupid, you can go ahead and get another one.
So you mean side bitches?
Really?
Yeah.
You don't want a monogamous relationship. You just want side bitches. You just want hoes, my nigga. That's okay.
Why?
Yeah. No guy wants to be monogamous. Man, most guys that are monogamous out of force. If I lined up 100 dudes and I said, listen, man, you keep your girlfriend, right, while you simultaneously smash these girls, and she's not going to care, he's going to take it.
If she's not going to care, I think anybody would say that. Like if you ask your girlfriend, my nigga, if you ask your girlfriend, would you, if I didn't care and you had all these other options, which you do, but if I didn't care, would you go for these men? She would say yes too. What are you talking about?
Most guys have to kind of concede to what their girl wants. This stupid quote, happy wife, happy life. I think that's the dumbest quote ever.
I mean, it's a good quote.
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because a woman's job is to please the man, not the other way around. A woman's job is to...
Wait. Pause. Because let me like shit. If this if have you ever had a that ass? Have you ever had a drill like a bro? I don't know why I was studying there. What I was saying was, if that's the case, put me on game, my nigga. Because when I be fucking these hoes, my nigga, I be trying to please them, my nigga. I want them talking good about me, shit. But if it's their job to please me, please, I will lay on my back like this and not give a shit when I'm in the sheets. Let me know if that's the new wave.
Please each other.
Women are pleased by being with the best man in the area. Women are pleased by you being the best version of yourself. As a man gains more status, success, income, etc., the woman wins. She's all his success, she benefits from that. It's not the same. When a woman makes more money, earns more status, etc., and she starts to outgrow her man, she's going to look for a better man. Men and women are not the same.
So, but some women, we are emotional beings. Like, we will stay with the man.
Problem. They're erratic.
But we will stay with the man. Like, if a man loves us and is loyal, we will stay.
Excuse me.
Really? Is that why women initiate an overwhelming amount of the breakups? Because they're emotional and they're loyal? No. Women are the most disloyal creatures that we have.
Yeah, but I feel like you're...
Which is okay.
They didn't even finish that discussion.
So do you like the whole sugar baby kind of lifestyle? Man look after the woman. That's you.
You should.
But that sounds like it. Like, you want to be this provider. So that sounds like it.
Well, here's the thing.
Based on his ideology, he should love that
You
lifestyle.
moan about women for doing that. So, you know, if you show that you
I accept that women are hypergamous creatures that want to get their needs met through men. I accept
Yeah, that's just
I've
a
accepted
fact.
it a long time ago. I'm a firm believer that men need to be men, men need to lead, women follow, men pay for dates, men should provide, men should be breadwinners. I think women working should be elective. I don't think it should be mandatory.
This guy is definitely a sugar daddy.
I tell guys all the time, go on sugar sites and use them to date, because there's a lot of girls on there that aren't necessarily, how do I say this, sugar babies that are just looking to be taken care of and paid an allowance. There's a good amount of girls on there that make their own money or just want to deal with a guy that has his stuff together. Let's be honest. Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, these traditional dating apps, they fail 90+% of men, and the stats show that. How you meet a woman matters a lot more than meeting them.
Fucking gall aside.
What I mean by that is that women place a lot of importance in the context under which they meet you. It's my job as a man to not get finessed.
Did you ever get finessed? Because I kind of feel like you run this flag so hard. Like,
every guy's taking L's. I wouldn't be in a position to be able to give this information.
Yeah, everybody's taking L's.
Listen, he's definitely been finessed before, and now he's come back with a vengeance.
He has.
Okay, I'll be
He's been a little more than finesse.
Your experience with London women are?
Okay, can I be? They're not as hot as the girls in Miami. I'll just be honest. Yeah. You know, but Miami's an anomaly. Like, we got the most attractive girls, you know, per capita.
Okay.
Like, in some places in the world, like if you compete, like maybe with Colombia, Brazil, etc.
Maybe to fuck and to pass on.
Sure, but yeah,
them girls, shit, nigga. I have grown up to a point where I just look at women from the neck up. That's all that's important to me. Not saying that if you got some nice breasts and a dump truck, you feel me, that I'm not gonna see that, because I am gonna see that. Trust me, nigga. And bro, I be staring at ass, bro, and like, there's this one girl I was with before I got with her. Like, she bent down in front of me and then turned around to see if I was looking at her. I was like, yeah, nigga. I was like, no creepy shit, because you know I'm that nigga. But shit, like, yeah, nigga, like, I see you. Also, like, I don't fucking look down if a girl's walking in front of me on the stairs. Like, what the fuck, my nigga? Like, why would I look down? Like, that's, come on. I'm cheating myself out of an experience. The fuck?
Yeah, I mean, Miami's an anomaly.
But, I mean, like, I feel like a lot of my, like, so when I say that I look at women now from, like, the neck up, is that it's about their personality more so than their looks, you know what I'm saying? So I think that, sure, Miami has some pretty broads, but that's all they are, is broads, majority of them. Like we all know that Miami's that one place that if you just want bitches, like if you just want effortless pussy, go there. That's we all know that's that one place.
Yeah, British girls are not as hot as Miami girls. I mean, but
that's true.
But
That's true.
What happens? I mean, I'll try to womanize here and see what happens. But my standards have went up. Oh yeah.
That's not good.
That's a good thing. See, it's such a negative term, but womanizers are actually the best guys.
Yeah. How?
Womanize. I hope he meets a woman from South. Really?
They know,
she's like, what?
know what's attractive. They know how to take a girl on a date. They know how to treat a woman well, etc. It's the
and then once he fucks a couple of times, that's it.
the weirdos that you guys don't want. The womanizers are the ones you guys want. The misogynists, those guys.
No.
I would argue sexism benefits women.
Really?
100%.
Bro,
Why is that?
what?
Because with sexism, it adds a whole other standard and a whole other league for women. I mean, if there wasn't sexism, there wouldn't be a WNBA or female MLS, or we wouldn't have different standards for, female police officers or female firefighters, etc. I mean, actually in the UK, if I'm not mistaken, female firefighters can fail the test and still get the job, versus a man would never be able to do that. I can't think of anything sexist that benefits men.
Bro, there's obviously pros and cons to things that come from a result of sexism. Obviously benefits the gender, each gender and shit. But for instance, my nigga, like, what there's something that women have to do that men don't have to do, and it's institutionalized. I just can't think of it. I'll come back to it later. I'll probably edit it into the video.
Besides maybe being able to sleep with a lot of girls and being respected, but that's tough to do.
This is ridiculous. What, sleep with loads of women?
100%, very difficult.
I do agree, like, it's a lot harder for men to get sex.
It's not that hard. I mean, I might be like, I don't know, it might be difficult for other people, but in my experience, it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's definitely, like, I'm not moving like this nigga right here. Like, he has, like, triple digits. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that, but, nigga, it's just not that, it's not that tough.
But I don't understand, like, why there's so much...
It definitely can be if you don't know what you're doing. It definitely can be.
Obsession with, like, this body count and everything and the double standard.
Do you have an issue that men have an issue with a woman's body count?
But it's not like, so, like, it's like, for me, like, you hear that and you're reinforced with the idea. Like, let's say that that gets no ass is watching this and they go, oh yeah, man, it's so much harder for men to get women than women to get men. Like, okay, what is that doing for you? And I'm gonna tell you, like, the solution to your issue is not that hard. It takes a little bit of confidence, and if you're presentable, you know what I mean? Be presentable, be confident. You'll be fine.
Issue with men wanting a lot of sex.
A bit of both, really, because I kind of feel like you get mad if a woman is sleeping with multiple men.
Yeah, rightfully so.
But then if you do the same...
Men and women aren't the same. Well, how about this? Let's say...
I'll say that's the case because it's easier for women to get guys and it's harder for men to get women. So when a man gets a lot of guys, it's because he would have had to have done something to get those guys. Whoa, pause, girls. Whether it be like just completely gifted, got the genetic lottery, for one. And if that's not the case, two, he would have had to have gotten charisma, confidence, status, wealth. So if a man sleeps with a lot of women, it's a sign that, hey, I've done hard work. It's an accomplishment, really, right? Because women are in the position to reject a lot of guys, like, because they, like, guys just are gonna want to fuck them anyways. So they're in the position to deny a lot of men, and that's the male experience. If you're a man, if you never got rejected, then you might just not be a man. That's like, every man has been rejected. Trust me, it doesn't matter. Like, I got rejected when I was like in the height of my. I wasn't womanizing, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I was that nigga. You know what I'm saying. Still am that nigga. You know what I'm saying. But we're abstaining right now. You know what I'm saying. But you know, that shit, like, just that was the biggest ego check I've gotten. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, I was like fucking 0 for 10. I was like, bro, what the fuck? Or 10 to nothing, whatever the fuck. And then it was like 10 to 1. I was like, what the fuck? Like how? Like what? Like what? But yeah.
Me and you were dating.
But that's the reason why it's perceived different in society, because women already have the leisure, like in terms of men, like that's why men care. It's because probably they've been rejected by someone. They know that you have the capacity to reject people, and they know that you have that capacity because you're always gonna have those options. So if you exercise those options, it's like, bitch, ain't nobody want you. But it's always an accomplishment for a man.
Right, hypothetically. And you find out that I might have done some gay porn in the past to make some money. What would happen?
What?
Keep it $1,000.
What would happen?
Yeah.
I feel
Wait. What
Men
is
and women
this
aren't the
fucking
same.
hypothetical?
Well, how about this? Let's say me and you are dating, right, hypothetically, and you find out that I might.
I like the little like you got to catch those things, like just a little bit of condescending. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't want. I mean, I guess it's part of the game. It is part of the game because I've done shit like this too. But you got to catch it, my nigga. He said hypothetically, like he made sure that he heard him say hypothetically, as in like I'm not in the position to even want to be with you to begin with. Like you're like no hypothetically. Let's say that we're dating. You didn't have to say hypothetically because you started off the hypothetical as let's say. You started off like when you say let's say. It's automatically a hypothetical. There's no need to say hypothetically. You did that on purpose to try to seem superior to Cheyenne.
Done some gay porn in the.
And I know I picked up on it because I've done that to get pussy before. Like you gotta see it. You gotta catch it.
Men and women aren't the same. Well, how about this? Let's say me and you are dating.
It's a little toxic, really.
And you find out that I might have done some gay porn in the past to make some money.
And what the fuck?
What would happen? Keep it $1,000.
What would happen?
Yeah.
I feel like...
You would break up with me. That's the truth. You would leave me if you found out.
Probably.
Well, I would assume that you were gay, and then I'm your secret to cover up your gay
But my
identity.
past matters, right?
Not even.
But it's not necessarily the fact that it's your past that
that's
matters.
crazy.
It's just the fact that you aren't being.
But it was unattractive. That's how men feel about women that have.
No, you can't compare that. That is terrible. That is not a fucking comparison, bro. And I keep saying comparison like I did in the stream. I forgot the word, bro. That like when you raise a situation that's similar to another situation to prove a point. Like the word, like we use it so often. I can't remember right now for some reason. You probably know the word, but that's not an apt comparison at all because it's your sexuality you're talking about, rather than just you going off and doing like having sex with people. You know what I'm saying? Gay porn. First of all, that's homosexual activity, and you're heterosexual, right? You're in a heterosexual relationship and you've done something homosexual before. That's number one. And number two is porn. That's two factors that can really fuck up a relationship when you're presenting yourself in a completely different light. That's number one. That's number one. You can't compare that to, you slept with a bunch of people in the past. The past matters, guys. You can't compare that.
A past. Men are interested in a woman's past. Women are interested in a man's future. Body count matters, ladies. If you're a
because if you asked her the same question, let's say that I slept with a bunch of people in the past, then would you break up with me? Her answer would probably be no. But if you ask a man whether or not they found out if their girl had a higher body count, would you break up with them? Then the answer would probably be, I would reconsider the relationship. If you asked the two the same questions, the answer would have been different. That's why he tried to make it more extreme on our end, as a man, on the man's end.
You are a hoe by definition, and men are not hoes. We are hoe makers. That's the reality.
So would you not be
based on society and how society perceives us? But by definition, anybody can be a hoe.
With a woman for her family background or whatever like that? Because I kind of feel when you do your background check, those things are really important when you're dating someone, because you kind of want to understand their mindset.
Yeah, there's always exceptions to the rule, but in general, girls that come from broken homes typically tend to have very bad habits. Girls that don't have a father in their...
Anybody coming from a broken home tend to exercise bad habits in life.
Girls that come from broken homes typically tend to have very bad habits. Girls that don't have a father in their life typically tend to have bad habits. Is this all? No, but a majority of women that don't have these things in place typically don't end up being good women in general. They don't have rudimentary basics. Or if they have trauma in their life, whatever. You know, trauma destroys women, but it builds men.
This guy is insane. Like, I actually think he believes his own bullshit.
So as a guy, it's your job to find a girl that isn't, it's going to sound terrible, hopefully I don't get canceled for me saying this, tarnished.
Tarnished.
Yeah.
It's not really fair to say tarnished.
Yeah, well, I mean,
because like a lot of people do hold themselves accountable and do the work and personal development.
Women?
Well, yes, we do. So before you want to, glad you find it funny. Why is he laughing at me?
Yeah, why is that?
Most girls don't hold themselves accountable whatsoever. Most girls rarely self-approve, if ever. Most girls think, I'm special, I'm perfect the way that I am, I'm a princess, I deserve the world, and unfortunately, reality kind of smacks them in the face because they can't keep a guy long term. They just get used for sex. And once modern day women understand that you actually have to compete, you actually have to show up to that job interview for that prestigious law firm in a suit and actually be ready to do the work, you're never going to be able to keep a job, or in this case, keep a guy.
Have you ever suffered with mental health?
A high value guy. If he had simply said that, then that's true.
No, thankfully.
I don't give a fuck about. Come on.
If I'm going through something, I'm able to just like kind of use it as motivation to push myself through that time period.
So how'd you deal with it? Through
That's a
fitness,
gift.
I guess, then?
Yeah, that's a big one. I was a Division I athlete in college, and I rode. It's a very painful sport for anyone that does it. So if you can do a 2,000 meter race or a 6,000 meter race, then you can deal with a lot of other stuff. Makes you mentally tough.
Mentally tough. Do you find that you always have to be tough?
Yeah, you can't afford to not be as a man, because the difference is this. When a woman cries on a man's shoulder...
Why is it always... Why are we trying to foil, like, men and women experience? Like, you could literally just say, oh, yeah, it's important as a man to be mentally strong, and here are the reasons. Like, why is he going into... You see, it's important for men to be mentally strong, but here's the difference, because here's why women don't have to be mentally strong and men do. Like, what the fuck?
That man doesn't lose attraction and respect for that woman. However, if a man cries on a woman's shoulder, she's inevitably going to lose respect for that man. She might not at that moment. She might be there like, I got you, whatever. But there's something revolting.
And I agree with that to an extent.
See their man cry. Now, you might not be someone that's like that, but I've had so many women on my podcast say, I thought I can accept it, but when you cried in front of me, it just changed. No. And the reason why is because like there's this visceral like switch in a woman's head. It's like, this guy's crying in front of me, showing weakness. Damn, this guy can't protect me and provide for me, right? Even if it's...
So what you have to do in those situations is you have to, like, if you're going through shit in front of you, like your girl or whatever, like I found that you have to frame it in a masculine way, because opposites attract. Men like feminine characteristics, women like masculine characteristics. Crying is unfortunately, and showing your emotion is unfortunately not a masculine characteristic. It's a human characteristic, but we all know that women are a little bit more emotional than men, and it's not as common to see a man cry. And as he said, when men do cry and show their emotions to that extent, not to the extent where you can't communicate, basic communication is important, but like when you start crying, like let's say your dog died and you start crying and shit, obviously like your girl's gonna recognize that, unless she's a fucking sociopath, like she's gonna recognize that as a situation that is valid enough to be crying for. But like they do get, like in my experience, they do get like unattracted to you when you start showing heavy emotion, So you have to frame it in a masculine sort of way. Like, damn, work sucked today. For just an instance, work sucked today. Like, there's X, Y, and Z is going on. Like, my boss is fucking breathing down my neck. Yeah, I'll take care of it. But right now, I just need to, like, you have to frame it sort of like that. Like, you can't just be moaning and complaining and shit, because then I feel like subconsciously women do lose attraction in that capacity.
It's not true. Even if it's like a moment of weakness, it can show something that like, oh, this guy isn't there, because like.
But it's not like your mom died and then you start crying and then like your girl's just her vagina dries up, my nigga. Like that's not what happens. It's like subconscious, I feel like. So you always just remember to like frame it in a sort of a masculine sort of way.
Women are designed to look for survival value in men. Men are designed to look for replication value in women.
Yeah, I think it's unfair to like completely rule that out, because I feel like it's fair for a man to be able to do that. You are allowed to have a moment of weakness.
Life isn't fair.
But okay, life's not fair. But I think you should be allowed your moment of weakness, and I kind of feel like from a woman's perspective, it will be then how you then deal with that.
I think we should end world hunger. I also think that we shouldn't have nuclear weapons and people shouldn't be dying needlessly, etc. But I can't operate on should, could, and would. I operate on what is. And what is that women are inherently unattracted to weak men, and crying and showing vulnerability is a component to that.
No, so you wouldn't cry in front of me?
Absolutely not. Never. You would never see that.
Have you ever been in love?
To a woman?
Yeah.
You've been in love with a man? Why'd you need to clarify that shit?
I've had love for women, but I don't think.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it's in a man's best interest to be in love with a woman.
But I
you lose control.
So I feel like everything and your standpoint on women is gonna change the moment you like meet the right woman. Yeah.
That's cute, but no. I mean, I have, I've had love for women, but I'm never gonna fall in love with a woman, because when you fall in love with a woman, what happens is you start to lose grounding and you start to lose that rational thought. A lot of the stupid things that men do is because of love.
So you're scared to be vulnerable?
No.
And let yourself go and be in love. Like you're gonna block yourself from like emotion and to feel for something that could be really amazing for you, because you're scared to be vulnerable.
No, because I understand
That's
that
true.
men and women are different, and men love women far differently than women love men. Men love women for real. Women love men.
Women love men for real.
No, they don't.
Yes,
Women
we do.
love men under the premise that they provide value. Men love women idealistically. Women tend to love men more from an opportunistic.
There are bum ass niggas that have whole girlfriends. I have seen it. I have witnessed it. There are bum ass niggas who provide nothing to this planet. If you shoot them, if they die, if they get hit by a bus, the world would not fucking change in the slightest. Okay? Not even at like someone's family. Like, no, I'm talking in the slightest. Like, you know, someone's family fucking restaurant. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, there'd be 2 less hands. Like they do nothing, my nigga, nothing, and they get hoes, like hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this notion across like for men that women like bad boys, nice guys finish last. A lot of these bad boys are people who don't have shit going on for them. Like a lot of people are like, oh, you'll pick the hood nigga before you pick the good man that's right in front of you, and that's true. Because the bad boys tend to not give a fuck. And women like that sort of confidence and that more masculine behavior out of those men. Why is my dog barking? Like, I know why he's barking, but I can't help him right now. It's not my job. Someone else is home to take care of that. But yeah, that's why. But these people have nothing going for them whatsoever.
For real.
No, they don't.
Yes,
Women love men under the premise that they provide value. Men love women idealistically. Women tend to love men more from an opportunistic standpoint.
And okay, I'm not. People hear that and they're gonna go like, "Oh, women are only after me for on the premise that I provide something." Like, bro, if your woman didn't do shit, my nigga, you wouldn't want to be with her. And people say that, oh no, like she doesn't have to make a certain amount of money or whatever. She doesn't have to provide for me. Like obviously, but I mean like if this bitch is not doing anything, like she's living with her parents, my nigga, no job, anything. Like I promise you, you're gonna be less attracted to her than you would somebody that is out there doing their own thing. Maybe not. Actually, maybe that's just me. Maybe not.
Yes. You don't.
No.
I do. I love eating pussy, bro. It's like one of the best parts to sex, but to each their own, I guess. You're missing out. You're missing out. If you don't eat pussy, buddy, you are missing out.
And I actually do.
Make sure that shit's clean. don't I had to stop doing it to like girls I just met or like girls I was sleeping with for the first time. That shit, nigga, no.
You've never done it in your life.
No, I've done it in my life.
So yes.
But the last time I did it was 2014. I remember specifically.
What?
Yeah, never again.
Why?
You must have had a bad experience.
Female vaginas are disgusting.
No, they're not.
Do you eat vagina? Exactly. Point proven.
No point proven.
You don't do it. Why should I do it?
Listen, women.
That's like saying that's all right. So let's reverse the situation, right? And let's say that he gives head, and then Cheyenne doesn't give head, and then he goes, or no, and then So Myron goes, oh, why don't you give head? What? You've never given head? Cheyenne goes, oh, I don't give head. The last time I've given head was in 2014. What? Would you suck a penis? Exactly. So if you don't suck a penis, why would I suck a penis? What?
Women's body is beautiful. For me, what I don't understand is like why.
I'll get dicked she'll say something like, I'll get dicked down by hundreds of men. I'll have 4 and 5 to 5 boyfriends. I'll get dicked down by hundreds of men. My body count is in the triple digits, but the male penis is disgusting. Like, you're not making fucking sense, bro.
Why it's such a stern no? Because why wouldn't you want to please your woman? Because have you not ever seen...
Like I said before, it's a woman's...
Do you think, based on the conversation you had with my boy here, do you think he is in the business of pleasing women? This nigga has gone on record and said that that there's no point in pleasing women because the female orgasm doesn't do anything.
Man, not the other way around.
No, that is actually ridiculous. When it comes to being intimate and in the bedroom, it's not. It's like... When you...
Bro, Myron, do you want these girls talking shit about your game? My nigga, like, come on, bro. Like, you don't... Come on.
Something for someone. Have you not seen how... And they like it. Have you not seen how much they perform better?
That's like saying, like, do you grab breasts when you're sleeping with somebody? And then someone says, no. Why would I do? Breasts are disgusting. Like it's almost the same thing, or like suck on nipples or whatever, or breasts. Like it's essentially the same thing. I don't know. Like, maybe because you don't piss out of your breasts, but whatever.
In general.
I don't want to sound like an asshole, but a woman's ejaculation is irrelevant.
You see, that's exactly what the fuck I told you.
You only need one ejaculation to create life, and that's the man's. Now, with that said, does that mean I'm not going to please my girl or whatever? Of course I will, but it's elective.
Definitely shit in bed.
Just like a woman's, duty to go to work is elective, my duty to please her sexually is elective.
And okay, so let's say that this is true. Okay, I'm stuttering again. My bad. Let's say that both of these are fact. Let's take what he's saying for face value. Okay, pleasing a woman is elective. Women going to work is elective. Those two aren't mutually exclusive. Just because a woman going to work is elective doesn't mean pleasing her in bed should also be elective. Like that's a fucked up mindset.
That's ridiculous.
Like always trying to find something parallel to an issue that you have with women or a shortcoming that you have inherently as a man is fucked up. Like why are we foiling that with why are we foiling like a shortcoming of a man with privileges of women? Like not everything has to be compared.
How's that ridiculous?
Because no.
How about this? With that logic, I'm just going to stop paying the bills.
Okay.
That would be ridiculous.
I'll have to go work then.
Huh?
I'll have to go and work then and start paying the bills.
Hey, and then you'd lose attraction from me, wouldn't you?
But I just don't understand why, I feel if you just started doing it, you might have a better, relationship.
Well, no.
He doesn't have a relationship. He has relationships. Very casual relationships. So I guess it makes sense for him to not eat. Like if he doesn't want to, then sure, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not in a long-term relationship where that one person might want to try certain things or explore certain things that might feel good or might change up what would become monotonous in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like he has bitches on rotation, my nigga. Like he could care less about eating pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Your woman might not like it, but I'm just saying. From a standpoint, I don't understand why you have to constantly dominate, even in this scenario. Like, having sex is an intimate thing. It's an energy exchange.
Energy exchange. More typical female gibberish.
Yo, this nigga's funny.
Bro, get out of here with that.
It's a really beautiful thing. So why would you not want to make her feel good?
Most women get off on you getting off. That's the truth.
So if that's the case, she could sit on this fucking stool right here and watch me beat off on my fucking on the lower half of my deconstructed bunk bed.
If we're gonna be all the way about this,
no. Women thought that. No. Women used to think that through porn.
Really?
Through everything. Like, yeah.
Okay.
But
I mean, like, come on, like we know that is factually incorrect. What he just said is factually incorrect, right?
But women have started.
If anything, men get off on women getting off. So why wouldn't you want to please her?
Pleasuring ourselves, doing things. So now we know how nice certain things feel.
And women are more miserable now than ever before.
I don't think they are.
Women derive their pleasure from serving a man they love, admire, and respect, and their children. I provide.
Not because they've explored what they wanted in the bedroom, but maybe because, let's take one of his points, that now that feminism has put them in a position to work and shit, maybe they want the luxury of sitting back like the old days when they didn't have as many rights as a female to not work, not have to work, you know what I'm saying, and have the man provide for them. Maybe that's why females are more miserable now than ever before, which, I mean, I don't see any fucking study for, but I mean, I don't have to see a study for it to believe it, but you know, when you make claims like that, obviously you want to back that up with some sort of data. Women are more miserable now than ever before. Like, you have to back that one up. like we can say a lot of shit without bringing up data, but like that is not one of them. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying. Why do we automatically attribute that, or why wouldn't we attribute that reasoning as to why women are more miserable now than ever before, rather than, for instance, them being able to want their pussy eaten? Like, what?
So then you got to provide the ejaculations. Man, I mean, I don't know what's so hard to get about
I'm trying to work out if you're being serious or you're actually like playing a game with me.
That's serious. A guy getting his girl off is elective. They should do it, but they don't have to. Just like I think a man has to work and his woman.
Okay, we'll just do it and then just see what you get different results. That's all I'm saying.
I don't do that. I'm not. And if that's what she needs to get off, well, too bad. I'm not doing it.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's a submissive thing too. That I'm not.
What is your issue with men submitting to women? Like, genuinely, I feel like this is a big issue of yours.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
no, but I'm saying, I'm just saying, don't go into, don't.
Go into what?
See, I don't. As a man, I'm not submitting to a woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with that. I don't think men should submit to women. Like, when we're talking about the entire scope of the relationship, but I mean, in some instances, like, shut the fuck up and hear what she has to say type shit. Obviously, yeah, that's not submitting, though. Like, in this case, we're talking about sex. Submitting to women in sex is kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know. Wouldn't that require you to spread some cheeks open?
Don't go into it.
I don't know.
Go into it. I'm just saying, genuinely, you have such an issue with just.
You don't like when
men.
I use your logic on you.
He has definitely got some issues. No, I just don't like the fact that it's this power dominating thing that you want as a man. Like, yes, you can have it, but just in some situations, there's no when to
definitely got some
submit as a man and
issues.
surrender. Not every day, masculine man.
Yo.
Glad you find it funny.
I don't think he has issues. I think he's projecting a lot of his mindset based on his own personal experience, which is not the majority. Like he's a I'll say he's a top 2, maybe fuck it. I'll just say he's a top 1% guy, right? So he's a top 1% guy. The shit that he's saying applies to top 1% men and not the majority of people. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, when Cheyenne hears it, when I hear the shit that he's saying, niggas are going to be like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't think he has issues. I just think that he can't compartmentalize the advice that he gives to top 1% of people. And, not compartmentalize. He conflates the advice that should be for top 1% of guys to the majority of the male population. Obviously, get your shit together. Good advice that he gives to male population, the majority of male population, is get your shit together, work out, become something. You know what I mean? Build wealth. Here's some more things that can make you attractive as a man. Like that's good advice. But when you start to tell men how to date, it's clear that that what you're saying stems from your dating experience, which is you being a top 1% man, and it's not going to work for the rest of the male population.
We will not.
Like, I have 45 girlfriends. Okay, here's what you need to do. Men can cheat, women can't cheat. Like, what?
We don't negotiate with terrorists. We don't concede to women.
So women have been dogs, terrorists. What's the relationship like with the women in your life? Like family-wise?
Fantastic. It's actually my mom that taught me a lot of I grew up in a Muslim household, so she was the one that told me, don't come into these Western women, blah blah blah. So my mom is actually like a very strong symbol in my life when it comes to navigating the situation. If it weren't for her, I'd probably be a simp. You know?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up but my parents are together to this day. My dad, my dad was the man, my mom was the woman. My dad led, my mom followed, and you know, they have a fantastic relationship, and a big part of that is because they you know, stuck to their roles. And it was my mom that told me from a young age, don't marry these American women, these Western women. They're not going to clean for you.
I doubt that's how you develop the mindset that you have today.
They're not going to.
I think it contributed, sure. I don't think you're lying, but like, I wouldn't attribute most of your mindset to what your mom said about Western women.
They're not going to take care of you. You're going to come to the home. It's going to be disheveled, blah blah blah. And I used to think to myself, like, Mom, chill. What's wrong with you? But now that I'm 32 versus being 12, 20 years later, I'm able to look back on that advice and be like, God damn, Mom was spending some heat back in the day.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's understandable why you think the way that you think because of your environment and your influence, which is a good thing for you.
My background, right? Like I didn't like at first. It was like, okay, I don't agree with this, right? Because I used to be like, you know, growing up American. I was born in Connecticut. I was like, Mom, you're wrong. Like women aren't like that. What's wrong with you? Blah blah blah. Like you're a misogynist, Mom, and you got some ingrained misogyny, right?
You even said that.
No. But I back then, I don't even think I knew what that word was. That's like a buzz term nowadays that no one knows the definition of anyway. But anyway,
misogyny.
So as I got older, right? Like
fascist,
the things that she started to say started to reflect more and more when I dealt with more and more girls, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? And talking with other men, talking with, you know, with women, etc. My experiences, like, and then talking with thousands of men, and then
you have to really piece what he says and the advice that he gives and take what you think is useful. I'm gonna tell you right now, as someone who is above average in terms of getting women, and who has like I'm not like him. I don't have like a triple digit body count, but like my shit's in the double digits, and I'm pretty young. I have more bodies than like most of the people I associate with, right? And that includes girls. So I'll tell you this: take the principle of what he says and not what he actually says. That's because his thought process is grounded in shit that's going to work for you as a man. But if you actually apply word for word what he says, shit is not going to, like, you're just going to come, like, you're going to be perceived as misogynistic, which he is. He's perceived as like a misogynist to a lot of people. He's helped a lot of people, but a lot of people who criticize, I don't think he's misogynistic, but a lot of people who actually criticize, I'm just responding to what he's saying here, but people who criticize, like if you go look up Fresh and Fit or Fresh and Fraud. Like, just look up Fresh and Fraud. 90% of those videos, those people think that he's misogynistic.
Also talking with, I'm in a very unique position where I've talked to both genders on a podcast, coaching sessions, etc. So I'm in a, you know, very certain situation where I'm able to get anecdotal evidence. I have statistics, etc. to back up what I'm saying. And I would say my approach to dealing with women, dating, relationships, sex, etc. is a very pragmatic way to approach the dating marketplace based on today's scenarios. Would this dating advice work in the 1950s? Maybe not, because women were different back then. But nowadays, they're significantly different. Like from a more negative standpoint, not to a man's benefit.
Depends how old they were.
Okay.
Right, it's yes or no?
That's a hell no. Unacceptable.
30. Like, let's say y'all have kids, and you're like 48 years old, right? And you're the girl that you're seeing, like your kids are grown, right? But you've divorced their mom, and now you want to enter like a new relationship, and then the woman is like your age, like let's say 45, right? 30 isn't that crazy for like a 45-year-old, but I can definitely see, you know, like my age, you take my age, 19, 20-year-olds, 30 body, that is crazy.
Disgusting. Would never wife that girl up. Recreational use only, guys.
Why?
I would have to agree with him here.
Oh no. What's yours?
What's my body count? What's the term in England when you don't want to when you want to invoke the
I plead the fifth.
Fifth Amendment, but you can't? No comment. No comment. There we go.
Oh, in England.
So no comments.
No. It's snipers out on our digital platforms. You know what I'm saying? Watch that Castillo episode.
300.
You say sniper out on all digital platforms.
Yours is a lot more.
Sparta.
Wow, and you want to... Is yours over 200? 300. Yours is a lot more.
Sparta.
Wow, and you want to... Yours is over 300, and then you want to get mad at 30.
Yeah, that's
This
crazy.
isn't even a double standard anymore. Like, he's just taking it too far.
That's a quadruple standard.
I think it's more attractive if a man doesn't, because if you can... No, it is. Like, if you can show discipline, why are you laughing?
Yeah.
No, because if for me, it shows, like, self-control and discipline.
Most men, if left to their own devices, want to have sex.
Here's another bit of advice, right? If you know that you're gonna get a girl, right? The first and if there's an opportunity that you'll have sex, right? The first opportunity that you can have sex with her, and she's making it very clear that she wants to have sex with you for the first time, don't take it. Don't take that opportunity, bro. Trust me, because I don't know, for some reason, if you make yourself more like the discipline, like she was saying, like, yeah, I could, but not today. I'm not feeling it today. Not like, if you exercise discipline, I don't know, bro. They like you a lot more, my nigga. When they can't like control you, you know what I'm saying? And it also shows that you're not like everybody else, because like every other guy is just gonna jump at the first chance they have to fuck.
Sex with as many women as possible. Men are designed to...
That's one thing, like that, because like that's the first, like this is a random video, like here's how you know you can take what I'm saying, right? This is a random video, Cheyenne, right? Like I've never heard her say this before, my nigga. Random ass video, and she said that she likes the discipline, my nigga. Most of the girls that all the girls that I've done that to have been more attracted to me. I feel like they would have been more attracted to me than if I hadn't done that. You know what I'm saying? So
I think it's more attractive if a man doesn't.
If it's a thing where like you met a girl at a party and she wants to fuck real quick, just do it, like just fuck, like don't exercise discipline then, my nigga, because then you're just gonna miss out on pussy. Like if this is like a potential girlfriend, right, and she starts like touching you and shit, or like even kiss a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But like as soon as it moves beyond that, my nigga, pull away. Trust me, bro. Trust me.
Because if you can... No, it is. Like, if you can show discipline, why are you laughing?
Yeah.
No, because if for me, it shows, like, self-control and discipline.
Most men, if left to their own devices, want to have sex with as many women as possible. Men are designed to spread seed. We want quantity. Women are designed to protect their egg for the best seed. Women want quality. We're very different.
Do you think you're liked as a person?
That's a good question. That's a very, very good question. And my thing is, create a legacy so that whether they like you or not, they respect you.
That's not answering the question, though, but I guess that's decent advice.
That's what I care about. I don't care if people like me or not. Because I'll tell you this, there's plenty of girls that I've had sex with that didn't like me, but they respected me. Because women must respect you to like you.
That's also true. It depends how much of a change. I feel like to what extent would the change be?
Yes and no. So why wouldn't you?
Because
you're a woman and I'm the man.
We're attracted to me
Duh.
in the first place
The
because
fuck?
of my lifestyle. I'm not going to change who I am because of a woman. When a man changes for a woman, he grows into something she's going to have contempt for. When a woman changes for a man, she'll grow into something he'll love. That's how I got you in the first place. Why would I change? And that's the biggest mistake that guys make, is they get in a relationship, they get comfortable, they get fat, they lose their ambition. I got her, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And that woman starts to lose what?
That's
Respect
true.
for him.
That's true.
When a woman changes for a man, he gains more respect for her.
Men and women are so different, aren't they?
They are. When you're changing for a woman, that inevitably puts her in a leadership role. And when a woman's in a leadership role, she's going to lead you all right.
That's
to
true.
the end of the relationship.
That's true. That's the realest thing this nigga said all episode.
System.
Yeah.
You give your partner your phone password. Well, because with me, I feel like I have nothing to hide. I don't cheat on people, but if you do dig into my phone, you're gonna see some shit that you don't like. That's just guaranteed. Like, yeah, That's guaranteed. So yes and no. Like I have nothing to hide, but if you do enough digging, like if you go into Google Photos, you're gonna see me with some chicks. You're taking some pictures. It's gonna make you feel a little uncomfortable.
No, why not?
I'm not gonna let a girl look at my phone.
Why?
Because I'm gonna have other girls in there, 100%. The
This
thing is that
nigga's
most
straight
women
up.
can't handle the truth. So I'm
Bro, you see, he always resorts to this shit. Like, you don't have to say this, bro. Like, it's good for content, but if you're having a conversation with somebody, you don't have to fucking say this. Like, no, I wouldn't let a woman go through my phone. It's my personal, like, you could easily, like, it's different than, like, keeping it a bean, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you don't have to make up the lie of, oh, it's my personal belongings, like all my personal information's on there. I don't want, like, if that's not the reason why you wouldn't let a girl go through your phone, then you don't have to say that. But you don't have to automatically go towards women can't handle the truth. Okay, they just can't. Their brains aren't wired, like they can't comprehend the truth. That's what it is. That's really what it is. You know why? Because men, we're able to do these things, and women, they should just be okay with it because they're women. That's
very big on like being upfront and letting her know, listen, I'm gonna have other girls, whatever it may be, but you're the main one, and she's got to accept that. But her looking at my phone is just gonna hurt her feelings.
So you want an open relationship?
Yeah, open on mine, close on her end.
That's so retarded, bro. That's what I'm saying. The top 1% of guys can do that, right? But when you're talking to the vast majority of men, that is a really retarded fucking expectation to bear in mind. If that's genuinely advice that you give to the men that are watching the streams and shit, that's just dumb as fuck. That's not gonna happen. What? I cannot imagine me going like, okay, like my ex-girlfriend, right? I can't imagine me fucking all the girls that I wanted to during the course of that relationship, and her being okay with it. Not her being okay with it, but then me expecting, like, her knowing that I did those things, and then her not only being okay with it, but not doing those things herself with the guys that she would have wanted to. What? That's crazy. Like, that's the expectations. Like, I can do this, but you can't do this. What's the point of being in a relationship then? Like, well, wouldn't you just want like a hoe? Like, wouldn't you just want someone to fuck from time to time?
That's not.
Nobody wants to get treated like that.
Fair though.
Life isn't fair.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like the kind of relationship that I want isn't that.
What if I told you women don't know what they want in general?
Yo, this nigga's crazy. Okay, all right. Let's try to level with him. Okay. In my experience, women don't know what they want. Now, let me hear what he has to say.
Some don't.
Most don't.
Like in a man.
This has been statistically proven that women don't know what they want.
Cool. In your little incel culture podcast.
Okay. Women don't know what they want, and worse yet, they're not going to be honest about what they want because of strict societal standards where they don't want to look like hoes.
Yeah, because you guys call women hoes.
Rightfully so.
Not rightfully so.
Why can we call guys bums, but we can't call girls hoes?
Why can't a woman just like be sexually liberated? Genuinely, why does she have to be a hoe?
Okay. Do you want to be a hoe?
I don't really care what you think if you're going to say I'm a hoe.
No,
but I'm saying.
No, that wasn't a question.
I don't really.
That wasn't
I'm not attacking
question.
you. I'm asking you this as a question.
I don't want to be labeled
I'm a fucking
a hoe for what you guys paint as a hoe.
Well, let's peel a layer back. Do you want to go out and have sex with a bunch of different men at the same time?
Why would I want to do that?
Okay. You want to hear something magical? Most women don't want to do that. Most girls don't even want to be hoes, yet girls argue and, debate to be hoes. I don't get it. They don't even want to be hoes.
We don't, but it's just a double standard. We don't want you to...
Wah.
Sorry?
Are we going to cry? There's a bunch of double standards that don't benefit
cry,
men.
But I'm just saying, so I feel like this hyper-independence liberation movement is because we're just sick of men like you that want to just attack women for being able to do something that you guys are doing just as much.
I'm not attacking, I'm reporting
No, but I'm
fact.
saying in general, like...
I'm reporting a fact. If a woman is promiscuous, she is by definition a hoe.
Okay. And you, sleeping around?
I am a homemaker.
Right. Homemaker? You're just an idiot?
Men can't be hoes.
Okay.
Men that have sex with a lot of women.
That's cap. Men, if you're watching this, you can just as easily be a hoe. And it's how you move. It's how you move.
Are successful.
If you sleep with a lot of people with dignity, which I guess you can sort of argue is an oxymoron, but it's not. Like if you're respectful about the thing, if you're like about what you're doing, not the thing, like what you're doing, you're respectful towards the women that you're having sex with. If you don't move like crazy, you know, and you make your intentions apparent from the start, then I'd say that's moving with dignity, right? If you're being a hoe, you know what I'm saying? Like someone with a high body count isn't the same thing as someone that's a hoe.
Your eyes.
Someone that's a hoe is just for the streets.
As men, this is the thing. It's like this brotherhood thing. It's you guys. It's
Incorrect.
you.
Okay, let's go back to biology.
And no, we're not going to keep going back to biology. Actually, no, we're not.
That's where it all
we're
stems
not.
from.
Why does he keep going back to biology?
Because it bolsters his
We're
argument.
not in a science lesson. So, what would you do if I was going on holiday every other month?
You'd be single.
Really?
That's true. You
Are we
would
going
be
together?
single.
You're going by yourself. Sometimes. Oh no, you'd be single.
Nah, you would be
What would
single.
you do if I couldn't cook?
Like, yeah, no.
You'd be single.
Can you cook?
I can cook, so you wouldn't be single if you couldn't cook. That's just me, though.
That's irrelevant.
No.
This nigga, bro. Yo, he said that's irrelevant, bro. No, it is relevant because you can't, like, from person to person, like, you're going off with the mentality that you are superior to the person that you're in a relationship with. But that the problem is that you really aren't in relationships. You fuck casually, right? So let's take two normal people that are in a relationship, a partnership, so to speak, involving their emotions and their relations to one another. That's what a relationship is, right? If this person imposes one thing on the other person but can't do that thing they're like themselves, that's retarded. For instance, if you can't clean, then I'm out. Then you're gonna be single. Okay? But guess what? I can't clean myself. So, what? Doesn't that make you just as useless as this person? As person number 2?
Can you cook though?
I mean, can you fight? Let's
Cooking and being a woman is not mutually exclusive.
That's pointless questions.
Just like being a man and being able to fight. Now, I do think that as a man, you should know how to fight. But I've done martial arts for 12 years, so I might be a little biased.
How is it a pointless question? I'm trying to get to know you.
Because that's your job.
What's my job?
To make sandwiches.
Did he actually just say my job is to make sandwiches?
How am I going to fight off the insurance? I need sustenance.
Bro, this nigga's
Okay.
crazy.
What would you do if I earned more money than you?
It would never happen.
How do you know that?
Because no girl's going to match my ambition or drive.
That shouldn't be. I mean, okay, I like that mindset, right? That'll lead you to success, right? But then it should be no person, right? No person in my circle matches my ambition or drive. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, if your girl makes more money than you, that shouldn't be something you should be insecure of.
I'm quite.
As long as you're also bringing something to the table, because there is like there is truth in what he's saying. Like if let's say if the woman was the bread maker and you're just sitting back and doing absolutely nothing, then yeah, your ass is gonna get left in a couple of months, if not weeks.
Quite an ambitious woman.
LOL. That's cute, but it would never happen. Men build the world for real.
Like, why is the goal always about like being on top? Firstly.
Well, missionary is a fantastic position, first of all, and the other reason why men have to be on top is because
It depends. If we're talking about like missionary, that shit sucks. That shit is like come on, bro. But if you're talking about like putting legs on shoulders or like legs behind head, and if you want to like call that missionary, that shit is really fun. Like I was having the conversation with El Savvy, and then he told me that he asked me what my favorite sex position was. And then I said, pause, my nigga, no homo, right? And then he was like, nah, I was just asking, like obviously no homo. I was like, okay, I like putting bitches' legs behind their head and fucking. And then he was like, nigga, that's missionary. I was like, nigga, that is not missionary. What are you talking about? Missionary is like you're hugging each other and you're fucking humping that shit like while you're on top. He was like, no, nigga, any position that you're on top is missionary. I'm like, nigga, whatever, my nigga. So if y'all think that's missionary, then I guess it can be fun.
It's the only thing women respect.
There's so many people that just like a nice, quiet, humble life.
Here's the thing. All women, you know what?
Stop saying all women as well.
Okay, now that you said that. All women want a guy...
Yo, oh my gosh. Not because it's hurting my point. It's because you told me what to do. And I'm not going to listen to you because I'm superior, bitch. That's the energy. That's the energy we're giving off today. Fuck is you talking about? Now that you said it. That is so that's something, I mean, that's funny. I don't think that's not toxic. That's the way he did it was funny.
You know what?
Stop saying all women as well.
Okay, now that you said that. All women want a guy that's better than them.
Why do you get annoyed and so frustrated about men that are simps?
They're giving women that don't deserve attention and validation.
It's not even that don't deserve. Like a woman that is deserving of that behavior can get simped over, does get simped over. Like, you know, there are women in this world that do that are good, you know what I mean? But, you know, men still simp over them. It's not that they aren't deserving of it. It's that, like, they're being overvalued for no fucking reason. Just because they're a woman. That shit is lame. And we need to stop doing that because it's sort of enforced in society. Not enforced, but it's sort of like a notion in society, especially at a young age, that if you, especially in like when I was growing up and a little bit before that, shit might change for kids nowadays, but like if you provide for a woman, if you're chivalrous, if you hold the door open for them, if you, I'm thinking real old school where niggas would like fucking kiss hands, like kiss a woman's head, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you do all these things for a woman, buy her flowers, buy her chocolates on Valentine's Day, then that's how you make a woman fall in love with you, nigga. That is bullshit, nigga. And I had to find that shit out the hard way, my nigga. You're lucky that you have fucking podcasts like this, my nigga. You have all these red pill shits on YouTube that you could just find nowadays. Nigga, I had to find that shit out the hard way, nigga. I had to fucking turn into a demon.
That's enough for everybody.
It's nice when you have men that are attentive to your needs.
By you being successful and being the man that she wants in general, you're already attentive.
Like, for instance, Cheyenne is not gonna go for a man that kisses her ass. And no woman would, unless they are on the Eastern Hemisphere.
What would you do if your family didn't like me?
Too bad. I've made, mistakes.
Okay, we're gonna take a break. Guys, if you enjoyed, make sure to hit a like. Andrew Tate's reaction video is gonna be next, so look out for that. Anyways, make sure to subscribe to my channel, Twitch, and then Twitch, The Inceptionist. Catch you guys on the next one. You feel me?